So I'm here to do a kind of what I've been reading, I guess I could say. It's not really a wrap up because it's in the middle of a month, but then it's not really reviews because I'm just going to talk a little bit about them, and so it's kind of just the books that I've finished recently. So the first one I want to talk about is The Way I Used to Be by Amber Smith. I finished this a couple days ago and I did not really enjoy it. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I do have a review for this. If you'd like to see my full-on review, I will link it down in the description for you. I had some issues with it, clearly, if I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, but altogether, it wasn't a horrible book. The next book I have for you that I recently finished is Sadie by Courtney Summers. I finished this, I think, the day before it came out, so on the September 3rd. And I put out my review on September 4th when it came out. So if you'd like to see the review of this, that will also be in the description. I believe I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. It was a good book, but not one of the best that I've read. I had never read Courtney Summers before, and this was my introduction to her, and it was a pretty good book, so I will probably go and find some of her other ones, but this didn't make me want to go out and run and get her books tomorrow. The next book I read is, again, a child's book. I've talked to you guys about these in multiple videos this year so far, and it is Magic Tree House number 39, Dark Day in the Deep Sea. I told you guys that I want to try to read this entire series. I love this series for children, and I actually have a book coming. It's going to be in one of my hauls, that why adults read children's books, and it's a nonfiction, so I'm excited to read that and then talk about this kind of stuff, because I don't understand the stereotype that adults can't read kids' books, because I love these books. I think they're cute. Obviously, you just take them for a grain of salt. It's not like super deep stuff, but I think it's really cute. And so I read this one. Now I'm going to start number 40 probably in a couple of days, but in the next couple of days. But I'm definitely going to be finishing this series before the end of the year. There's only 54 books in the series, so I'm almost there. The next book I have for you guys is technically an ARC, but it came out last November 7th. But this year I won the package for the library, which I believe I filmed a haul of those books. So this one was in it, and so I read this one because it was like the smallest and easiest to kind of get through. I'm trying to get through my books, and the one that I probably wouldn't relate to as much. And this is the cover. This is not the actual cover. The actual cover is right there. But it is The End We Start From by Megan Hunter. This is about motherhood. Obviously, I am not a mother, but it was extremely short and had a lot of just small paragraphs. So I just figured that I could read it and get it done and then move on. I can put it after the end of the year, because there's not an announcement. There's an update at the end of this video, but I figured I would just hold on to it until I'm ready to give it up and then give it to Goodwill, because obviously, like I said, I'm not a mother, so I didn't understand everything. Like, I understood everything, but I couldn't feel it emotionally just because I'm not a mom. So it was a good book. She really is a great writer. I like her writing. I will probably try to find some of the other books that she's read. Other books that she has written, to see if there's anything maybe not motherhood-ish that I could read. But she was a really good author. The only thing I couldn't stand was it wasn't really like a novel. It was just kind of like sentences, and then there was no names. It was just initials. But it was still a pretty good book. I think I gave this a 3 or a 4 out of 5. So the next book I read was Honor Girl by Maggie Thrash. This is a graphic memoir. I'd seen this going around BookTube a while back, and I heard a lot of good things about it, and then I recently picked up one of her books that she has written, and it seems really good. So when I saw this at the library, I figured I might as well pick it up, and it was actually a lot better than I thought. I definitely did give it a 4 out of 5 stars. That last star was just because of the artistry. I was not a huge fan of the artistry. I didn't think it was that great. I felt like it was very kind of immature artistry, but it was still pretty good. I still enjoyed the actual book. It was cool seeing a graphic memoir, like seeing a memoir just in like picture form. It was really interesting, and it was actually cool to see. It was about lesbians at a camp, which is crazy because I went to a Girl Scout camp, so of course all the camp counselors were gay. Well, most of them. So it was pretty cool to kind of see the similarities between her story and stuff that I have witnessed or have gone through in my own story. So that was pretty cool. And then the last book that I've read recently is The Best We Could Do by Tai Bai. I don't know how to say this person's name. I'm very sorry. But again, this is another illustrated memoir. I liked this one a lot better than Honor Girl. I felt like this was really interesting. It was something that I've never read before. It was about Vietnamese people coming to America and kind of their past and what they've gone through, and it was phenomenal. I will say, I believe I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars as well, just because, again, I was not a fan of the artistry. I wasn't a fan that it was basically just like oranges and blacks and browns. But other than that, it was a phenomenal story. I loved seeing something different that I had not read before, and I learned a lot from it. It was a really good book. I will say it's very long for a graphic novel / graphic memoir. So it took a little while. Normally graphic novels take me like really quick. It took me about like a couple hours to get this done. So again, this was really good. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars only because the artistry and the coloring, and there was a lot of words sometimes, and I think it took away from the pictures. Some of the pictures were very, like, they needed to be seen. They needed to be taken in, and there was so many words sometimes that you kind of didn't really see the picture. You just read the words and moved on. And I think sometimes, especially in an illustrated memoir, that you should take time to show the pictures. Like, don't use as many words. You can show so much through just a picture. So this one was really good. If you like graphic novels and you are interested in anything like this, definitely pick this up. This is definitely worth the read. But that is everything that I've read recently. So I guess I'll see you guys in my next video. If you have any questions, comments, or anything, leave them down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys. Bye.